Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho, and today I would like to offer your April 2025 elemental relationship reading for the element of fire. If you're curious as to having your charts read, there's a link in the description, as well as a link to any of the cards that I'm using in this reading. Fire covers the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So if you're interested as to why I read for the elements instead of the zodiac, that's also in the description. But I like to do these readings where we look at the chakra energy. We see where each of the elements are, and with these types, I like to look at the singles first, and then we'll look at the energy for the couples. And we pull the chakra energy first and see, wow, well, that card just jumps right out. We'll see where you're at in that energy, and then we also take a peek at some tarot and get a little more clarification. And when we look at the chakra energy, what we're really seeing is which is the most active chakra for you at this moment in time in relation to your love and relationships. So we'll get my other cards pulled here real quick for fire singles. We'll start off with the singles, save the couples for the end. And with that, we'll get started. And I read intuitively with this particular set of cards, chakra energy cards. I like to see what comes up and then read at least the keywords and stuff out of the book, because there's a lot of information there. This one is for our fire singles, number 39, detachment. And before I get into the book, what I'm feeling with this one for our fire singles is this is either the third eye or the crown. I'm not sure which one, could be either of those, but I'm getting this image of the calm point within the storm. Fire singles, there's a lot of energy moving around you. You're at peace where you're at right now. You don't really care what the rest of the world's doing, because that is not your interest. Your interest is what I'm hearing, especially at that level, is I will meet the right person, and that's where it's going to be. Beyond that, the chaos of the world, I've got a job to do. I've got things to take care of. You have almost completely separated out from the rest of the chaos at this point, which is, they're laughing, saying this is the healthy spot for our fire family. So where you're at right now for fire singles is you'll find the right person, but that's not your primary focus this month. So with detachment, we have, it's number 39. It is the third eye chakra. It's the this little guy right here. It's your intuitive guide. And the deity here is Shiva. Shiva is in his incarnation as old Rudra. Shiva is linked with destruction and death, out of which new forms can be born in the cycle of creation, preservation, and destruction. This is post-Rudra. This is the young Shiva, the reborn Lord of the Yogis, sitting in meditation in the middle of a river high in the mountains. He expresses ultimate detachment from the cascading waterfall of sensory attachments and demonstrates our capacity to learn to let go of our desires, hopes, and fears of various kinds. So, we'll do the keywords and then we'll keep going with this. Our keywords are non-attachment, accepting life in the now, not being attached to outcome of your actions, performing austerities, enjoying situations without expectations. Fire, in this particular moment in time, you've already been through a cycle of ups and downs with relationships, and right now you're more like, you know what, I'm going to work on myself, I'm going to work on my own inner development. And that's where this calmness comes in of, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, fine. I'm in a good spot. I don't need all of the extras right now. So fire singles, take the time to really tap into the now moment. They're saying do some earthing exercises, barefoot, connecting into Gaia, that kind of energy. But allow yourself to also connect up. As you ground down and feel that anchor, they're saying open the channel to let God, Source, Divine connect in as well, so you're getting that two-way circuit, and that's going to open up new doors of growth, but also opportunity. But it's going to be opportunity outside. My guides are being funny right now. They're outside of the realm of lust and passion. It's in the attraction will be in the element of intellectual magnetism. They would focus on words. That way you can connect at a higher frequency. The rest of it, which is a lot of fun, is going to come along with that. But your first connection, when this happens for you, is going to be at a much higher frequency. It's not going to be just a physical thing. It's going to be much more growth oriented and much more spiritually focused for both of you. So your tarot, we have the Ace of Air. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, and a challenging beginning. That challenging beginning is this part where you're at right now. You're like, I'm kind of overlooking. So fire singles, don't give up hope. The Ace of Air is saying that there's new things coming in, but when we hear the words ideas and inspirations, truth of situations, things like that, we're not looking at it from the way you used to be. You're looking at the future from a new perspective. And that's where the challenges come in, because the old version of life, well, the last 20 years or so, is very much physical. And right now, fire singles, they're saying you're moving beyond that. You want that connection. You want heart to heart, mind to mind. You want someone who's on an equal playing field with you, not just a pretty body. That's nice, don't get me wrong. But you're looking for something that's more. You're looking for a deeper connection. And that is something that is a new idea and inspiration for you. But that's where that challenge comes in. And that's why they're saying detachment from the third eye perspective allows you to see the truth of a situation and not get wrapped up in all of the rest of that. Your second tarot is the Eight of Air, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. They're saying this is who you were. This is where you are now. Your past was that feeling of being trapped. Oh, I have to do the following thing. I have to date this type of person. My family expects this type of response from me. That's this one. Your Eight of Air in this particular thing is your past. And they're saying learn from where you came from. Don't ignore it. Don't shove it back into the shadow, because it's just going to pop back up later. See what happened. How did you end up where you are now? What decisions and what actions brought you to this point? Fire singles, you might be meeting an Earth, who knows? When you go through this next month, take care of yourself. Look at the lessons. Be open to a new relationship. But they're saying base this next step of your life on heart and mind, not on physical. The physical will fade. That's just a given. But the heart and the mind, that's the part that's going to be the staying power. That's where the relationships have the ability to grow and deepen. So fire singles, you're starting something new. And they're saying look to your past so that you don't not so much make the mistakes, don't make the choices that led you to the state where you're at now, where you're like, I'm done with dating. Why? What brought you to that point? And they're saying just look back in that and learn from it. Don't they're showing me like a pig in their slop. Don't, slop around in the muck. Just look at it and be like, oh, okay. And take the lessons and move forward with those. So with that, we'll wrap our fire singles up and hop over to our fire couples. And fire couples, we can get your cards pulled and then we can just make a clean reading here for you. And when I talk about things like divine feminine and masculine, those are the energies that power the universe. Within every relationship there is a duality of masculine and feminine. So take which one fits you and run with that, and let your partner be the other energy. So you are starting off with your chakra energy is going to be, I believe, sacral. We have number 14 with sensitivity. This one is an interesting one because if you look here, there's a crocodile or an alligator. Can't remember which one. But with sensitivity, this is reminding yourself that it's not just your feelings and emotions that count here. When you're in the chakra of, especially the sacral chakra, which I think is where you're at with this one, this is your first connection to the outside world when we look at the chakras in our growth experience from childhood forward. So this is where you start to make those connections with other people. This is that energetic frequency that is also very amorous, sexual, lustful. This is where the physical pleasures come in, and that's sensitivity is where this is Sensitivity enhances at this level. And so what we're looking at here for fire couples is, if things have been a little bit lately, this is a time to wake them up a little bit. It's also saying this is a way for you to connect with your partner. And if this has not been the case for the last little while, it's a good idea to rekindle your fire and get things moving again. So we are in our second chakra, which is your sacral chakra, which sits just below your belly button. The animal here, that guy right there, is the crocodile. This aquatic beast of the water is known as Makara. It is linked with sexual vitality and the volatile, slippery nature of sensuality. Sensuality is not just about the bedroom activities. Sensuality is your entire physical form. When you are in a sensual state, you have activated all of it. Smell, sight, taste, touch, hearing. Everything is elevated. And that's what they're bringing forward here. The crocodile here on his back carries the seed sound vang or vang that, when gently hummed, increases circulation of bodily fluids and tempts the kundalini to rise upwards, which is the purpose of a lot of meditation work. And we have our keywords: focusing on sentiments, sensuality, learning from others, balancing the nectar of love and the difficult relationships, overreaction to emotions. I'm hearing that this is not a time to do knee-jerk reactions. If your partner says something, there's a lot of volatility in the universe right now. We'll just put that forward first and foremost. This is not a time to take things super personal. Now, if they're giving you constructive criticism, then that's something you need to consider and think about. When we look at the energy of sensitivity within a relationship, we'll get into the tarot here in a second. This is where communication is so powerful. And when we are talking about sensuality, this is learning your partner, them learning you. This is that communication. That is reconnecting with your partner. How did they phrase that? I closed the book. Sorry. Oops, wrong page. Learning from others. You're not learning from an outside source. I mean, you could. There's a lot of good books out there. But it's also about learning what triggers and inspires and inflames your partner, and then they do that with you. There's a lot of different ways you can do that, but this month of April for our fire couples, this is about reconnecting, and you could be the fire sign or your partner could be the fire sign, however that dynamic works. The energy that's coming forward is, this is where you're at right now though, is reconnecting, rekindling those fires, and maybe even elevating them just a little bit. Your first card is the Four of Fire: contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. If things are finally wrapping up for that project at work, for that big thing that you both were working on or one of you is working on, this is where that contentment, peace, and abundance come in. You've completed the project. Now it's time to settle down, reconnect, and take things with your partner a lot more. Put that as your priority. The outside world was a priority apparently last month. This month it's time to bring it back home. You have the Ace of Fire, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, changing your life now. And these are the energies that are coming forward. Fire, this is your energy, obviously. But fire couples, what I'm hearing is there's a new beginning that's coming in. You've done a lot of the work already. You've completed some things, you've moved past a few things, and now there's new stuff coming in. But don't forget, your purpose is to find yourself in contentment. You are looking for that peace where the outside world can be as chaotic and upended as it wants. When you come home, your spouse is there with you. This is where you and your spouse, you reside, you comfort each other, you grow together, and they just keep going back to this. And sometimes that comfort is just a hug, it's a kiss, it's how was your day, honey? Other times it's like they walk in the door and you pounce on them. So there's a lot of different energies that could be coming up here, and it depends on how you play out, but they're saying that this is a bonding time for our fire couples. This is a growth potential for our fire couples. And sometimes the bonding is strictly sentimental and sensual, where you're learning the other person. Other times the fire gets a little hot and it burns down the barriers so that you guys can connect even at a deeper level. they keep bringing up the Kama Sutra, so maybe check into that if you haven't yet. The original one, not the new one, because that one actually has methods to, weirdly enough, connect you at a physical level through senses to your partner. It leads to some very interesting experiences, but when you start off, it is a connection thing where you're learning about different touches, different ways of using textures on the body, things like that. But it's to awaken the senses. And that's something that I think is super important going forward with fire, because you're getting that vibe right now is you're in your sacral chakra, which is the one just below your belly button. It is the seat of your soul for this month. It could be bouncing around a little bit, but that's where your focus is. And that's your connection to the outside world. But the other part of that is this is your connection to your future lineage. This is the energy of passing on genetics, and that's where a lot of the sensual stuff comes in. Is this is how that happens, is that bonding that goes on between two people triggers this response. There's simpler ways to look at it, but for you this month, fire couples, there's a lot more there going on. It's not just about one thing. So take the time to really enjoy your partner and yourself this month, fire couples. Fire singles, find the partnership or be open to the partnership that activates the higher frequencies. That third eye and the heart chakra are the two they keep focusing on. You're sitting in the third eye, but you're opening your heart as well. So it's that energy of being open to a connection if it's available. If it's not, you're perfectly content to continue on doing your thing, because that's where you have found your peace. With that, I will let you guys go. Have a great rest of your month, and I will see you in the next video. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and comment. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and impressions, and I will see you in the next video.